Hi and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make cupcakes with a store-bought box, but we're going to give it a hack so it could taste like a homemade cupcakes. And let's get started. So we're going to get started. We're making our cupcakes for Valentine's Day and we're going to hack them so the cupcakes are going to taste like homemade, not like a store-bought cupcake. So this is the one we're using, Funfetti. So the instructions in the back, it says 3 eggs, 1/2 cup of oil, and 1 cup of water. So what we're gonna do to hack our cupcakes so they could taste better than just those instructions, we're gonna add, for moisture, we're gonna add 2 of yolks for our cupcakes. And then instead of oil, we melted butter to make the 1/2 cup of oil, but instead of oil, we're putting butter because butter tastes way better. And then when we do our water, we're putting hot water because hot water will bring out the flavors and the ingredients of your cake mix. And let's get started. And the only thing, we're gonna make 12 cupcakes out of that box. And then we don't have the little sleeves that we put in the cupcakes, but I cut parchment paper to put it on the bottom so we could take out the cupcakes easier. So that's what I did, just FYI. And we're gonna spray our cupcake pan with non-stick spray, cooking spray. So we already sprayed it, and now we're gonna get started. We're gonna preheat our oven to the temperature our box says it's 350. So we're gonna preheat it at 350. So let's get started. So now we're gonna get started. We're gonna put all our ingredients together and we're gonna mix and make our cupcake mix. But we're hacking it so it could taste it tastes much better. So we're opening the bag and putting the whole cake mix in the mixer. And now we're gonna add 1 cup of water, and we're gonna add our 3 eggs that normally tells you to add. And to add more moisture to our cupcakes, we're gonna add 2 egg yolks. And then instead of 1 cup of oil, vegetable oil, we're gonna add 1 cup of butter. And now we're gonna mix it all so we could have our delicious cupcakes that we just hacked. And we're gonna mix it all and get it ready for our Valentine's Day cupcakes with a hack. So here's our cake mix. We already gave it a good mix, and now we're gonna take it out. So now we're gonna start to fill our cupcakes. And our mix is nice and beautiful, super fluffy. And now we're gonna fill them up to halfway. So I just get a little scoop, I think it's 1/2 cup. And that's what I do. I just use this as a measuring. And I just put 1/2 cup exactly into each cupcake. And before we started doing our cupcake mix, I turn on the oven so it could be ready by the time we're done. So it looks like this box with the cake mix that we just made, we're gonna get 24 cupcakes. And then another thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put in the mixer, in the mixer, we're gonna put our our Valentine's, our Funfetti vanilla frosting. We're gonna put it in the mixer. And for every teaspoon that we add, for every ounce that we add in the mix, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of water. And we're gonna fluff it up and put it on our cupcakes. So now here we have our frosting. So it's 15.6 ounces of frosting. So we're gonna add it all to our mixer, because we want to fluff it up, and we're gonna add water to it. So we're gonna move it around and fluff it so it could be better than just adding it from the container. So here we're gonna start adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we added 15 little teaspoons. So now we're gonna mix it, because we're gonna get it nice and fluffy for our cupcakes. And we're gonna let it there mix well, and we'll come back once it's done. So see, we're giving our frosting a good mix, and we're gonna let it there mix until it gets nice and fluffy. Now we came in and we check on our cupcakes and see, I'm gonna put a little stick in there, and it's nice and clean. So that means our cupcakes are done. So we're gonna let them cool, and then we're gonna decorate them. So here's our cupcakes. They're resting. We're cooling them down before we decorate them. And here is our frosting that we mixed for about 8 minutes. And we got it to a nice fluffy, see, it's nice and fluffy. And now we're gonna put all our icing in in one of these decorating bags. So we're gonna put it in there, and we're gonna decorate our cupcakes. So let's see. Let's try to see if we could do this the easy way. So here's our... So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open it up and put it on a cup to see if it's easier for me to fill it up. See if this way it's easier. So here we go, we're gonna start adding our whip. And it's so much easier to maneuver now that it's nice and fluffy. And we mixed it really well, and we gave it a good amount of air in it, so it's beautiful and nice and fluffy. Yep. That's this way. See, because I put it on a cup, it's easier for me to fill it up. So see, it's in that cup. That way I could have my hands free, so I could put in more icing. If I didn't have it sitting in this cup, I would be having a hard time. So this is how I find it to be easier for me to fill it up. And now I think it has a good amount of icing in it. Now I'm gonna unfold it. See? think it's good. It has a good amount of icing in it. And we still have some left over. So now we're gonna start putting some icing on our cupcakes. So here we go. Putting icing on our cupcakes. We decorated our 12 cupcakes, and we're cooking the other 12 that are coming. And now we're gonna add a little bit of sprinkles. So see, we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of hearts and sprinkles for our hack cupcakes that we did. And see, the thing about cooking and hacking things, it's about not being afraid to try it, do it yourself, you know? It's so much, I think it's so much easier to do it yourself if you have the time. I understand if you don't have the time. I know I believe me, I worked a 40-hour job and have to run home and have to do dinner and all kinds of stuff, and sometimes it's hard to put it all together. But it's so much rewarding when you do things, when you get a chance, you do them yourself. And see, we hacked our cupcakes. Hi, so now we're done with our cupcakes. See how nice and beautiful our cupcakes are? And like I say, don't ever be afraid of doing it yourself. It's just a little hack we did to our store-bought box of cake mix. And we did cupcakes. You could do a cake, you could do a cupcake. You know, the sky's the limit. You just gotta try, you know, whatever you think of doing, don't be afraid of doing it. Just do it. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna give our cupcake a try. And they're nice and fluffy. Oh my God, they look delicious. I'm already salivating. And don't forget to take out the little parchment paper I put on the bottom. So if you put it on the bottom, don't forget to take it out. And it made it so much easier to take out the cupcake from the cooking tray that we used. And these are my cupcakes that I hacked. So let's try it. It's delicious. They're nice and fluffy and moist. Delicious.